Greetings and happy Friday, Witch Naima here, and I'd like to start with this. That which the world has never seen can be seen tomorrow, and you can be the cause. Today's topic is how to know if you're demonic. Oh my God, how to know if you're demonic. So today's video will be about translating the actual, or just giving the actual definition, which you can Google yourself, and you'll find that there's multitude of definitions that all point to the same place. If you read all of them and see the word, they all point to each definition. And then also speak to, give you my viewpoint on divinity, okay? And then I'd also like to talk with you today about the tour, the upcoming More Than Enough Money tour. Oh my God. So let me go back to where I am. So to begin with, I'm gonna get straight into the topic, how to know if you're demonic. So first of all, what does demonic mean? I wanna thank the woman who asked me this in the comment section of Monday's show. Demon, the English version, D-E-M-O-N, comes from the Greek word daemon. All this you can look up yourself and go check it out. Comes from the Greek word daemon, which means supernatural, divine being. What just came to me right now is we are so watered down as human beings. We're extremely watered down. And then people meet somebody like me who have gone through a series, I'm gonna go off on a short tangent right now, who's gone through a series of rites of passage, who has played with death a multitude of times, who has faced the door of, like the doors that people don't wanna walk through in life out of fear and like lame mortal shit, right? That most people don't do, and definitely most Black people don't do, right? Then they meet me and they're just like astounded. They think I just like, you know, am some weird thing that came from the, no, actually what I teach, which is not, I don't even say it as a teaching, it's a, we're helping you to remember and to say yes to coming in closer with me. That's what really what I'm doing. So, like most humans are boring and tired, right? So demon, which is a modern word, by the way, just like religion is modern, all your Christianity and your 2,000-year-old religions are baby religions. They're new, all right? Comes from the Greek word daemon, which means supernatural, which means divine, which means guiding spirit. And Christianity came along, and anything that Christianity has not been able to control, and you can look this up, this is not my opinion, okay? Anything that Christianity has not been able to use in their favor, they make it bad and wrong. Hence, why the word daemon, which in Greek mythology, Greek culture, even in cultures that the Greek got their belief system from, daemon, which is spelled a multitude of ways with different kind of asterisks and things, depending on where you get it from. The Germans have a different kind of asterisk, the Greeks have a different kind of asterisk, and you dig into it, all of them speak to it as a benevolent, divine, supernatural being and entity with high spiritual power. That's how it's defined. This whole evil, demon is evil and bad, that is from Christianity and the purveyors of Christianity. And so anybody who so whenever I meet somebody who's like demon and it looks bad, scared of it, I know that they're not actually spiritually intelligent, that they haven't actually done homework. Because something that you guys are going to read more about later, particularly on the page where you're going to be able to buy tickets to come meet me in one of the 6 cities I'll be in the United States. It talks about demon decision-making, which, like, demon is a modern word, daemon, right? The way it's spelled in, you know, in ancient times, it sounds like, it reads like Damon because it's Daemon or Daimon, okay? Your daemon, oh God, there's so much. Your demon self knows. Like the part of you that, like, and I love to use women as an example because I am one, right? And I know how we are. So you know how you maybe you're looking for some kind of help online, or you're looking for some kind of solution to a problem. You want to get something fixed at your house, or you're looking for an answer somewhere, and you find it, and you immediately know that it's for you, but like maybe like me, right? Or something else about it makes you don't want to say yes. I'm going to use the spiritual world because it's where a lot of people get tripped up. So I have women who watch me for years. I've been around for a decade. They've been watching for years, right? They quietly, and I know it because they're coming. I've been watching you for 7 years. I've been watching you for 3 years, right? And they know immediately. Your demon self knows instantly. But your mortal human self that feels fear, that has been conditioned as a woman to be modest. What the fuck does modesty even mean? Like, what does modesty mean? What people really mean when they say modest is behave in a way that makes you appear pure to me. That's what people typically mean when they say behave in a way that women are expected to behave. That's what they mean, something like that when they say be modest, right? And like, if I say slut to you right now, you have a series of beliefs and ideas that you determine but did you determine that's what it means? Or did a large group of people decide that's what it means? And actually it starts with a few group of people, and those few group of people purvey it out in whatever way, through religion, through text, through symbology, through media. They purvey it out through media, and they get people to agree, large numbers of people to agree. Then they get other people to police everybody else who disagrees to make this word mean a certain thing. Now, this is like so lame, ill. Okay, I'm moving on. This is wrong. You're right. So I have a book I want to share with you. For those of you who are going to come into the Arrogant Witch community, which the doors open June 21st, I'm the only Black woman, witch, master, melanin, who's public, who's on the internet, who's showing you how to come into whole, true, full power. I'm the only one. If you know another one, please, I'd love to meet her. Or him. Or him. Oh my God, or him. Right? I am aware that the power that I'm bringing Magical Melanin Witches into is rare, and most people will not do it. I'm highly aware of that. I have agreed. I've already been in conversation with the spirits that are a part of my life, and there's an understanding about what's involved with walking the path that I walk, which is a narrow one. Okay, it's uncomfortable, but I find great comfort in discomfort. Okay. I know how to interpret what most people perceive as fear, right? How do I know these things? Because I have walked knowledge. I don't just read about knowledge. My goal for you, which you decide if it's a goal for you, is for you to become so powerful that you have everything you actually want, particularly your biggest heartfelt desires. Like, you are not going to be common and normal having your highest, deepest heartfelt desires. You're just not. Like, I'm living proof. I know what it looks and feels like. So if you are ready to become your own demon which is everybody has it in them anyway. Just a lot of people will let that thing stay down in the unconscious and have it come out in unconscious ways every now and again, experiencing that they call resistance. There is no resistance. You create resistance. There is no fear. You create fear. There is no thing out there. You create it all of it. And so when you come into the Arrogant Witch community, when doors open June 21st, and by the way, if you're not already on my email list and you want details and the application, because it's an application process to come into the community, there is a link under this video. Well, it will be under this video, okay? Because the whole technical issue I had at the beginning, the text that was down there on the other video has to be placed beneath this video. So within an hour after this video is over, go check underneath the video and there will be a link for you to subscribe. When you subscribe, you're going to immediately get a report. It's a 9-page report called 5 Bad Ways to Begin Commanding Larger Money for Magical Melanin Witches, right? So you're going to get that, but then you're also going to get the application and details when doors open to the Arrogant Witch community June 21st, which is an application process to come in. So me being an entity in a female body who has had lots of female experiences, right? Because I'm in a female body. And coming to witness the normal ways that spirituality is discussed, especially among Black conscious people, because there's a way that white conscious people who, you know, are engaged in their spirituality move about, and there's a way that Black conscious people who practice and study spirituality move about. And there's a high, in the Black spiritual consciousness world, there's a high reverence for study. There's a respect for having all the books and working under this master and working under that master and being ordained by this, you know, this spiritual master, and reading all the books and knowing what happened in Kemet and going deeper into the shrines of this system and wisdom and these scrolls and this ancient text. And there's great reverence for having that kind of knowledge in the Black spiritual consciousness world. I'm a renegade, and that's in as far as that's concerned. What I mean by that is I have I have mostly been averse to traditional study. Why? Have you ever met a woman or a man who was hella smart? Hella smart. Man, they know shit that blow your mind, right? You be like, damn, like they know stuff and it all makes sense, right? It all makes sense. They can connect 2,000 dots because this text say about Kemet, and then when you read the Bible and you recognize that these numbers represent this connection with Pluto, and like they got it all, right? It all makes sense. Hey, y'all, I see we got some more folks here. Holla at me in the comments. Holla at me in the comments, right? They got all this knowledge, right? But when you start looking at how they live, how they actually move about planet Earth, how alive they are, like how electric they are, their actual decision making throughout life. They are riddled with fear. They are riddled with fear. And you'd be like, I mean, if you are so wise because you studied about the cosmos and the original man, and you got all this knowledge, oh, you're so smart, you're so smart. Oh my God, you're so smart. but they don't know how to act when you start talking about pussy. They have knee-jerk feelings of disgust when you start talking about erotic sexual power, which, by the fucking way, the planet and all planets are pulsating electrically all the fucking time, when actually it's a privilege to go mad in this dense ass world, when actually a human being who's actually fully awake and alive don't fit the fuck in anywhere. Bitch, talk to me about physiological truth. Because here's another thing that I have witnessed with all of these people who are so goddamn smart with all of their study about sociology and, you know, AD before Earth was birthed, and all of this is, gosh, it's so fucking much. I'm trying to contain it so it can come out of my damn mouth. So this is the book in my hand. How about I go there? Here's the book. The Dictionary of Demons. Why do I have this book here? So I'm gonna tell you a little story how I got this book. So I found out about this book through a fellow witch. And as soon as I saw it, that's mine, right? Because that's how magic works. Magic is like that. Magic is not this whole, the way the spirituality conscious community has taught us that we need to go lay down and pray and meditate and feel into it. I was on the phone with a woman the other day who told me she needed to feel into it. I said, if it's not already a yes, it's a no. Like, that is your shadow. That whole feel into it and that's shadow. Because magic is like that, okay? Fear, that's fear talk. Anyway, so I saw the book, I said, that's mine. And I knew I was coming here to Columbia, by the way, for those of you who don't know, right? I knew I was coming here to Columbia. And I don't travel with books. I have the Kindle app on my phone, and I have dozens of books there because I read like that, because can't walk around with books. But I decided I was going to walk around with this one book and travel with it. And I don't even, now I just like, okay, here we go. And I was reading through the book, and I don't read from start to finish. Sometimes I look at the table of contents. I'll start at the back. I'll just, wherever I go, right? So I'm moving through the book, and something tells me, go to A. Go to A. Go to A. And I go to A. And by the way, there are, I want to say hundreds of demons. I actually don't know. I know there's 72 in the Goetia. When you start, people who study, they're called demonologists, by the way. It's an actual area of study, demonology. There's those who study deeply into demonology, they can talk to you much more better about this. What I'm getting at is this book is alphabetical from A to Z, and I want to say there's oh my God, woo, a couple hundred demons in here. So anyway, I'm at like MN going through. Something says go to A. I go to A, and I come across, I'm just drawn to a name, Amemon, demon named Amemon. Please listen, okay? So I start reading about Amemon, and what I'm really taken by is the spelling of Amemon. Inside of the name Amemon, you can spell my name. That's what you can spell my name with the alphabets that are in Amemon. So I went down a rabbit hole. Okay, Amemon. So then I kept reading. There was something that I read about Amemon that sent me to S. Okay, because remember, this is an alphabetical order. So I ended up in S, right? And there's a man, I can't remember his name, but he's under S, who wrote another book. And he became the founder of a thing called, is it stenography? Gosh, I don't want to take the time to look it up right now, but I should have wrote it down. I could be off. It could be stenography. Anyway, it became a thing in the, I want to say the 18th century, right? In the 18th century. And he wrote a series of books, this man. And one of the books was called, it was actually on my phone. I could have prepared better for this, to be able to give you the actual, but the name of I think it was the book or a section of the book was called Daemon. It was like M. Daemon. Damiana, actually. It was Damiana, which was basically D in my name in reverse. That's what it was. It was D in my name in reverse, right? And it's Latin, by the way. Remember, English and Christianity is new, super new, super new. You start going back, Latin, then Greek, and you just keep going back. But again, like I said earlier, all of this stuff that you can find in text is going to remain in your head until it becomes physiologically true for you. Because for those of you who either are very smart or you know people who are very smart, if it's not worked through in their system, meaning they haven't navigated fear and what their nervous system does when they start actually dealing in power in their actual life, all that they read about Kemet and all of that has very little influence in their reality, right? As many of you, if you've experienced what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So as I started to dig deeper into this, and this man who basically, he was outcasted, as everybody who's divine and wise is, he was outcasted during his time, and then he was taken on by basically maverick meets maverick, power meets power, and one powerful person brought him into his domain after he got abolished because he started spreading wisdom to the people during his time. All right. But the knowledge that he had, it's coming to me now. He was the creator of, he started bringing to the people the study of hiding wisdom inside of words and sentences and words and sentences. Yeah. So, and there's a name for that. Oh, it's coming to me. Gosh. Hold on one second. Now I'm excited. Stenographer. Stenographer is a person whose job is to transcribe speech into shorthand. So it has steno, I think, in the word, because you know how this stuff works, right? So, but basically he was teaching people about how magic and high spiritual wisdom is infused into words. This connects to what I said earlier about how the word demon was made. The original demon was a divine supernatural being, and modern Christianity turned it into this evil thing for you to be scared of and stay away from. Because even when you start talking demon, and you once you feel that initial oh my God, but you stay with it and you actually start reading about demons, you actually start to feel the power right there. And when you go deeper and deeper and deeper into it, you start really feeling and seeing the power. See, this is what Christianity didn't want for you. This is what they didn't want for you. So I think one of the things that makes it hard, and I'm saying this so you can not let this be your problem if it is, one of the things that makes it hard for people to, and I don't even know if this is actually true, but it sort of feels some truth in there, is that the mortal brain is constantly looking for evidence of a thing. It's constantly, well, how do you know that? I remember I used to, have conversations with different people, and I would share wisdom, and they'd be like, how do you know that? Like, where's this from? Like, where do you, right? Because the mortal brain is constantly looking for proof. As far as I'm concerned, the proof is in your physiology. When it's true for you, it's true, period. And as women, we have been conditioned to discard and disrespect the wisdom, the easy, and it's so easy for us. That's the thing. It's so easy, we easily disrespect it and discount it. As I was getting ready to be here with you guys today, I was thinking about the fact that men don't have wombs, they don't have pussies. And so the impregnation that we experience, they will never experience. No matter how connected they are, they just won't. And there's wisdom that they have as masculine, as male beings with phalluses that we don't have. And yet, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments about this. They need us more than they even know. Most people, right? And I'm gonna reduce it down. Most people do not know how to respect or see a demonic divine woman who knows who she is. Then those in the consciousness world, males and females, don't know how to see us. And if they do, they're afraid of us. Okay? In my experience, I want more women to have my experience. And I don't mean like be me. I don't mean be me. I mean be her own demonic self. In my experience, when you are in touch with your demonic self, your divine, not this old woo-woo Christian divinity that people talk about in this sanitized white, you know what I'm talking about. No, true divinity is full, plump, erotic, electric, chaotic, all-knowing. Bitch, is that sanitized? Is that like this? And I mean, look, I can be if I choose to, but my experience of going from pretending to be something that I am not in order to please people and to be liked and to not rock the boat, to traveling all over the world, being in, people, I've been in so many places around the world. I've experienced so many energies and cities and countries and attitudes and spirits. I've been in old cathedrals around the world, cathedrals older than the United States, okay? I've had so many supernatural experiences that most people are just not gonna have, so they can't even have a conversation with me. They can't even really connect with me in a deep way that's compelling. What I know after having all these experiences and then navigating the money part. See, the money, there's an electricity. If I could for a moment just speak a little bit on this. There's an electricity in the body that runs when you're working with the currency of money. Because there's so much that has been built around it by man. Because money by itself is just, it's a tool. It's a thing that we use to exchange. But there's so much that has been placed on top of money by man. So much story, so much meaning that has been placed on top of money, that when people start to chip away at it, to bring money into their reality, there's so much in the human system, the nervous system, the brain, that must be interfaced with the subconscious, that must be interfaced with, that there's such a maturing of self that happens when you start interfacing with bringing larger amounts of money into your bank account. There's a maturing of self. There's a getting to know of self. There's getting to know of all the different entities and spirits that are, have been used to infiltrate the human psyche around power and money and sex and fullness and eroticism and being an active, alive set of stars that's walking. Oh my God. Like, it's speed. It's like sometimes, like I was rewatching the video that I did yesterday that I posted on Instagram, and I was talking so fast because I just so alive that words start like, sometimes I don't even get the full sentence out because the sentence is already done in my head and I'm still trying to get it out of my, like, I'm alive, I'm electric. And I remember when I didn't know who I was, and I was, first of all, I want that for you. That's why Arrogant Witch, the community, is even being created. Because I'm telling you, when Black women, listen, the 7 figures that I've created in my life, most of that has come from white women. So I know what it looks like to see white women navigate the path of reclaiming power. I know what it looks like, right? When magical melanin witches come into the power that I'm talking about, the world that we really want to see is really going to start being seen. That's why I said in the beginning of this video, that which the world has never seen. I don't care how many millions of years planet Earth has been here. I don't care how many millennia humanity has been here. When magical melanin witches come into the power that I'm talking about, the electrical, full throttle, cosmic, full, which, by the way, you can't be bound to earthly stuff. You cannot be bound to earthly, well, I got to make sure I got my credit right. Like, good. Like, okay, fine. You can do all that, right? Because if you want to buy a house in Europe, right, you paying cash or you getting a loan. Look, am I telling or am I? When us pigmented folks who have a special relationship with the sun, whose DNA is encoded. See, this is why I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Bitch, drag me all you want. I already know. You cannot take away what I know. And I don't know it because I read it in a book, baby girl. Because the pastor told me, because I studied with a Nigerian master and I went to the mountains of Machu Picchu, and he told me or she told me that, and the Sumerian text says this, and the hieroglyphics say that. Well, what do you know? What has been streamed through you? What fear portals have you navigated? What demonic forces within you have you interfaced with and come to know intimately? Not because you read it in a book, but because you know it. That's the kind of power I'm talking about. I'm talking about the latent power that's in your DNA that can't nobody steal from you and can't nobody give to you. So I'm aware this is a small number of people who's going to partake in this. So the things that we're going to be doing inside of the community are actually talking about what's in your heart. How does your pussy feel? Are you aware of how important it is? Your awareness of your pussy, how your heart feels, how you feel in different rooms around the room, how you feel about the man who you allow to put his dick in you. Like, are you aware how significant that is to your power and your willingness and ability to be able to make decisions that are in service to the frequency and intelligence that's in your DNA? For you to be able to live out the cosmology that runs through your bloods, like what I'm talking about, it's nowhere else. I was made to do this. Like, every single suicidal door that I've faced, every wrong and bad and evil and inappropriate thing that I have interfaced has made me brighter, more divine, unfuck with, able to be here with you right now and be how I be. And then when I meet you, for those of you who are going to come to Atlanta, by the way, the date that we're meeting in Atlanta is Thursday, July 29th, right? This is what I want for you. I want people to look at you and be like, who is that? Or to avoid you altogether because they recognize that if they not coming with full power and respect, that they need to get out the way. I want you to be to a place where people respect you naturally and they don't even know why. Because the way you move. Did you get what I just said? So the part of you that is highly sexual that you've been afraid to explore, you're going to be able to explore that inside the Erican witch community. The part of you that is scared of who you will become making more money, that will be explored. Like your demonic self is being cultivated inside of the arrogant witch community. Like, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing unapologetically. And I want people, like, come, say it, ask the question, be about it. We're dealing in true divinity, not your sanitized white Jesus divinity. Why y'all not saying nothing? Holler at me in the comments. What y'all got to say about what I'm talking about? And I'm aware, like, anyway, I ain't gonna even say that. I feel like burning some incense. So how to know, the topic for today is how to know if you're demonic. The short answer is you are. It's just if you are living it or not. So the name of this incense is Rose. I love it so much. Any questions? People are here. So since 2015, I have been living mostly between Italy and France. And then I came here to Colombia this year, like 2020. Let me tell you guys, as I wait to see if somebody gonna holler at me. 2020, so it was summer of 2019. I was in the south of France, which I love, 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 by the way. I might even buy a house there. I love Italy and France equally for different reasons. Anyway, so I was in the south of France and I came back to the US to handle a medical thing. And I was scheduled to land back in Italy March 8th, 2020. Now we know what happened in 2020, right? So I ended up being in California for the rest of 2020. And I was actually, during the pandemic, in December, I was scheduled to land. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I was scheduled to land in London. I had a ticket, everything booked to be in London in December. And then remember that strain came and hit London, that new strain that was supposed to be more deadly and all that. So then everything shut down. Like, I had plans on going to the Ritz and everything. They even shut the Ritz down. Like, it was shut down. So then, like, Europe wasn't letting anybody in, right? The place I wanted to be in, Italy or France, they weren't letting us in. And for those of you who know about Passport Heavy, you guys know Jabril with Passport Heavy. Somehow his video came into my field about Medellin. And I was like, okay, this is looking like something. And then I got an email. I'm on a real estate, a company who sells real estate around the world and shows, offers deals and shows, what's going on in different countries for Americans. One of their editors had come here to Medellin and loved it, went back to the US, sold up all her things and came out here. And I looked into all this. I said, I'm going to Medellin. That was January. Yeah, because this was right after my London situation got canceled. And February, I came here to Medellin, was here for 3 weeks, loved it, went down to Cartagena. For those of you who know about the private islands, oh, baby, what? And while I was here, I said, I'm coming, I'm moving here. I'm moving, that's where I'm going. And this was before Italy and everything opened back up. And so I went back in February to the US, organized some things, and have been here in Medellin. I think I was saying that to say that my life is proof of what happens when you're very electric. And there's just, I've told a lot of stories, and I'll keep telling, but over the years, I've told a lot of stories of things I've done that are like, woof, like, wow, like, woof, right? And what I'm telling you is that nothing happens until you make a decision. Nothing happens until you make a decision. Please like and share this video if you'd like more people to see it. If you want to see more Magical Melanin Witches, alive, electric, you want people to see the video, push like and all that. Subscribe, notification bell, but more importantly, come into the Arrogant Witch community. Doors open June 21st. If you're not already on my email list, there's a link, there will be beneath this video for you to subscribe, and you'll get the application and all the details when doors open on Monday, June 21st. I'm also looking for a event manager to travel with me, to the 6 different cities where I'm going to be flying out to meet. Oh God, I'm excited about that. Magical Melanin Witches. So I'm looking for someone who can travel with me and come to these different cities. Like I said, the first date is July 29th in Atlanta. And I'll be, yeah, so we'll talk. So what I'd like for you to do, if you're watching and you'd like to apply to be my tour manager, is send a 3-minute video, no more than 3 minutes, sharing with me what experience you have, why you're called to the position, what you think you would bring, considering what you've already watched, whatever you've watched or read about what I'm doing, who I am, the work that I'm doing, how I'm helping Magical Melanin Witches, and create that video and send it to me within the next 2 weeks. So what is today? The 4th. Send it to me by the 20th of June and email it to, and the email will also be beneath this video, so you don't have to remember it. So that's that. I'm looking for a tour manager. And that's going to be a lot of fun. I went on tour in London in 2017, I think it was. I could be off by a year, but around that time. And the woman who was my event manager, she had like no experience, but it was just that yes was there, that strong yes, which is what I love. And when there's a strong yes, you can figure everything out. Like, the experience is less important, and what's more important is the frequency that we bring to the table together, and then we figure it out. What else would I like to say before I close out here? I recommend this book, The Dictionary of Demons. It's a thick book, if you obviously feel called to it. And find your power. That's why. Well, like why? Your power. Your power, your power, your power. And learn what I want for you. And what you will learn anyway, you will, like, you're going to be a fucking badass. Like, you are going to be a fucking badass. And the word that governs the community is respect. there's going to be such a requirement for such great respect amongst us, where we bow for each other. We bow for each other. What this? Yeah, you understand. This is major. And so one of the badassness is you're learning, like, and it will be hard. It will. Let me, it will feel like highly sensational. So it's not hard, like, not like that kind of hard, but it's going to be for the body and the nervous system, and for the brain, it's going to be like high octane fuel. And so you won't need to take things, and it's going to come from within you. You got a womb, you got a pussy, you profound. You got pigmented skin, those are the lies. Just like the lies about what the word demon means, the whole lies and symbology that has been pervaded around the world for centuries about the inferiority of Blackness, the reverse is actually true. Take that in, please. The pervading for centuries of the inferiority of Blackness, like the deep, great, strong lengths that have been taken to position Black as less than, is actually profoundly the other way. Did you catch that? It's actually profoundly the other way. Girl, get into it. So I'm among a very small few, and you will be among a very small few. So there's parts of your psyche that will need to be interfaced with, which is what the community is for. So you're not like in the jungle alone, right? Sometimes you want to be in the jungle alone. So I'm not even saying don't do that. There's definitely a place for being in the jungle alone. And there's like an agreement to be swallowed. Like it can be a good thing to be swallowed, right? If you know who you are, right? And you're playing to truly win. So inside the community, we will be interfacing with your psyche, and I know I'm saying this like easy and all, like it's just easy, but it will become easier. Okay, it will become easier. Are there any questions? Am I missing? Like, am I? So forgive me if people are writing things and I'm missing it, but I don't see anything in the comments. Just so you know, if people are writing things and you're like, no, you're ignoring me, I'm not ignoring you. I don't see anything over in the comments. So I don't know if that's just because people aren't saying anything because people are here, or if it's something going on with my system. But I'll be going back to look when the video is over. If you want to tell me something that perhaps I'm missing now, you can put that in the comments under the completed video. Okay. So the power, you guys, does not come from just watching me on YouTube. It's going to come from us looking in each other's eyes, us touching each other, us actually having words come up out of our mouths in rooms with each other, whether it's a virtual room or it's an in-person room, you actually having feelings in your body, you know what I mean? And that, and you being asked a question, like when I look at you and seeing what intuitive questions come up, or being in a room with other magical melanin witches and they have physical responses to you, and they see you, you see them, because you're doing this for other people too. You're seeing them and you're reflecting, you're asking questions, and there's a heat that will be built up. Definitely in the room, there's going to be a great heat that will be built up. And then also heat will be built up virtually, but obviously, right, there's the difference. And giving yourself permission to feel that heat without making yourself wrong or scared, and learning how to even interface with your own heat and being like, okay, I'm hot right now. How do I feel right now? What do I want right now? See, and like this is magic. This is learning how to dance with magic, learning how to be with your divinity without like hurrying up and going to Instagram because you want to dissolve and get rid of all the electricity that's running through you, or going to get something to eat, or suddenly you need to go wash the dishes, or you know what I mean, just stopping, right? And I'm not saying there won't be some of that, because you crawl before you walk sometimes, right? But when you're in the community, you don't stay washing dishes. You don't stay trying to numb yourself with Instagram because like inside, right? Just scrolling social media because you're having a hard time being with the fullness sensation of being you. So it's a big deal, sweetness. It's a big deal. And yeah, I feel very honored to have not quit. How about that? Because there's plenty of times where I could have. And I can be here with you right now and then be with you inside of the Arrogant Witch community, where doors open June 21st. And then for those of you who are coming to Atlanta, July 29th. And by the way, after Atlanta is Orlando, and then after Orlando is New York City. Okay. And there's 3 other cities, but I'll talk about those later. Right now, my energy is on the 3. Okay. So one last time, just in case, one last time, would anybody, any questions or anything you'd like to say, comments or topics that you'd like me to cover? Like today's topic came about because a woman asked in the comments on Monday, how do I define demonic? So thank you. Anybody else? So quiet. I know sometimes when people are quiet, it's just a lot to take in and they're taking it in. So in closing, I'm about you coming to know on a physiological level, not reading a bunch of books. I mean, if you want to read books, that's fine. I mean, like, look, I got a book, right? I'm also not a demonologist, and I've always been, well, not always, but have just been acutely interested in demons and are they real? What does that even mean? And seeing what other people have to say about it. So yeah, physiologically, which will make you a powerful center of gravity in the world. So you can do what you actually came here to do. Have the money and the impact that you're actually meant to have. And I think perhaps even more importantly, depending on how you look at it, being personally happy, like fulfilled. I don't mean like happy, joyful. I mean like deeply, deeply fulfilled, no matter how much money you make. Just deeply, deeply fulfilled because you are pure, actually pure, not like this white Jesus pure or the kind of pure that men like to put on women because they need for their own ego. Yeah, I mean like you are whole, man. You are, yeah, you are whole. You're a force, a true force, a feminine force. And I don't mean that masculine shit. I mean like you can lay down and be soft and you're not scared because you know who you are, right? You can be fully, okay, I feel myself going into another topic. All right, I'm out of here. I will be back Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of next week. Right. And then the following week, I'm supposed to be only on Mondays, every week thereafter, only on Mondays. And then if I come on other days, it's if I'm inspired. But next week, I'll be here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, the exact same time. Have a great weekend. Like the video, subscribe if you'd like to, you know, have it win more on the algorithms. And take good care of yourself. Until next time.